We're back, Seven Rivers Racing here on KQEG TV. I'm Dan Dyker along with Al Losey. Rob Mason, the Orange Crunch out of Preston, Minnesota, drives the number 99 North Country Contractor Sportsman, the Caledonia Haulers sponsored 99. Rob, as we were talking, we're going to show some video as well. Started on the pole this past weekend. Car just did not want to act as though you wanted it to act.
No, it was not very good at all. We had a little driver fatigue. I caught a cold or had a little illness or something going into it. Didn't feel right. And I didn't quite realize it until the feature. Starting on the pole was great. The car felt great. I didn't have a good qualifying run because I just didn't hit corner 3 right. And I never miss that. I never miss my qualifying marks going around. And out here in the track, it just didn't feel like I was going fast. I knew I wasn't going fast. All the guys were just breathing down my neck. And a little uneasiness, I don't know if you call it a dizzy spell, a little tunnel vision, whatever. And I probably shouldn't have even gone out for the feature because I felt scared. I drove too cautious, let everybody pass, keep it safe, load the car up and go home.
Well, as you saw, Dummer took advantage, or actually both Dummers took advantage. Matt England took advantage as well. And that's just one of those situations that, it's nice to have the smart drivers out there. You know when you've had enough. And whether it's the beginning of a race, nobody likes to give up pole position, especially the 99, because it is a quick car. But it's just one of those instances, Al, that, you're telling yourself, I knew I'm good for the feature. And by the lap 3 or 4, you don't feel good. And you say to yourself, enough's enough.
And this is what we talk about almost every show, racing smart. And that's exactly what Rob did here. He didn't try to push himself beyond what he could do, because then you end up overdriving the car, getting a little loose in the corners and causing problems for other people.
Yeah, it's pretty frustrating because every other time that we started on the pole in the last 3 years, we've won the race, either feature or dash or whatever.
Right.
And it was tough to come in. My dad comes over and looks at it. He says, "You're not using gas. We're not putting in as much gas." I'm like, well, I think I'm driving it right. It feels right. Obviously, it wasn't. It just wasn't meant to be that night.
As you mentioned your dad, you're one of the crews that don't have a whole lot of people that come down, but your dad works his tail off where he takes the place of about 4 or 5 different crew members. What a man that is.
He's phenomenal. He's been with me every step of the way. When I moved back in the area, I said, we're going to go racing. I want to keep racing. And I gave him the option. I said, do you want to go to La Crosse or do you want to go to Decorah? He's got a real long history, Decorah, Waukon, Iowa, down there. He drove in the 60s and 70s, and he just mopped up. There were years, 3 years running, like 74, 5, and 6. He won both track championships.
Wow.
At Decorah and Waukon. Pretty much anybody went to Cresco or West Union was racing for second. And he's the brains behind the operation. He keeps the car running. I do what I can, but I never get in his way, never doubt his judgment.
You don't either.
Nope.
You're every time I go down to the pits, you're either in the car or in the hauler, and he's doing everything else. And it's because he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. He wants to.
Yeah, he does. He gets a lot of grief from my mom. She said there's days she'll come out to the garage, and we keep the car at his place because my end of my day, I end in Caledonia, and I'm driving back through Spring Grove to get to Preston. So if we're going to work on the car for that night, I just stop and work our 4 hours, and then we're done. But my mom says there'll be days he'll just wander around the car and look at it and think. Yeah, wander on the other side and look and think. She says it drives him crazy just that car sitting there. But
sounds like he's a carbon copy of Jay Herb's father and Matt Henderson's father, because every time they want to get him on vacation, they go away someplace, and all they can do is sit there and think about the car. Yep. As we talk about the number 99, you've got some great sponsors that I know have been with you since the beginning, almost, at La Crosse.
Yep, Caledonia Haulers, Dennis Gavin up in Caledonia, Bulk Food. They are phenomenal. He's the first time I went to him, I said, Dennis, I want to go race, and he goes, what do you need? Let's do it. Let's have some fun. He comes out quite a bit. We picked up Winona Controls out of Caledonia last year, and they've been great help. And we do a little work back and forth. Our third sponsor is Affordable Technology, which is my computer company. So all the sponsors, we work a little bit back and forth. I give some computer help. They help us out with the race team. We also got Minnesota Seamless Gutters out of Caledonia, Soli Services out of Spring Grove Collision Center. Eric up there, he's got a great shop. He's the one who's got the frame machine if we ever have problems. And then Mike Kelly at Kelly Printing and Signs in Preston, he does our vinyl. He's the one who had the B-Mod for me sitting in the garage that couldn't believe that I passed it up.
I've got that Winona Controls radio ad, the jingle going through the back of my mind. Winona Controls always on time. I can hear it right now. Well, Rob Mason, you'll see him coming up this weekend. He'll be doing some fishing this year, but he'll be back again. He drives the Orange Crunch. Caledonia Haulers number 99, North Country Contractor Sportsman. Always like stopping down after I get some chow down, and I stop off and talk to Rob and his father, and then I talk to the Losies, and I talk to the Reinerts, and it just keeps on going all the way down to Bill Niles. Looking at Dells Raceway Park, kind of interesting. Brian Johnson Jr. had a Pass North race canceled this weekend. So what does he do? He's in Quebec.
Oh.
Hops on a jet, flies down to Wisconsin Dells, and wins the 40-lap Budweiser late model field. That's kind of interesting there.
That's dedication to racing for sure.
Haley Kapp became the DRP Weekly Division feature winner in the Bandits. Youngest ever to win a race at Dells Raceway Park, 14 years and 17 days.
That's so young, and he's a good driver too. You ever watch him? He's fairly smooth.
Also, Ryan Grabarski won the 25-lap Sportsman feature event. That is his first win of the year. And the 20-lap Pure Stock feature event, Dave Trout won his third in 4 tries. Try to capture the Troutmeister. DellsRacewayPark.com for more information there. This weekend, they've got North American Cup Friday and Saturday, 2 nights of racing. The Friday night racing is a Live for 5, Part 2 Super Late Models, Must-See Racing Extreme Sprint Car Series. And Saturday, Late Models, Sportsman, Pure Stocks, Bandits, and the Sprints as well. If you want to get some dirt, they've got a couple of nights of racing coming up here as well. Mississippi Thunder Speedway, looking at what's going on Thursday night, Wissota Street Stocks, a top card of $1,500 to win, and a $1,000 to win Wissota Late Model feature, and an extra night of $600 mod action. Second night is the second annual Street Stock Nationals. Also, they've got the Dart Challenge Series for the Wissota Late Models, and $3,000 to win Checkered Flag, MississippiThunder.com. Of course, the Cross Fairgrounds Speedway is going to take care of the whole weekend with a big fireworks show. A lot of racing coming up Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
And all over the western Wisconsin area, racing is at its best. We're at our peak right now.
LacrosseSpeedway.com for more information on the points and the schedule. You can watch this program all the way through the year at youtube.com/Seven Rivers Racing. I also recap the week's races and what's coming up on the weekend on my AM 580 WKTY race report coming up Saturdays from 4 to 5. If you have a question for Rob Mason or any driver you see in the program or a driver you'd like to get on the program, who can they email?
They can go to www.fansarena.com. SevenRiversRacingShow.html.
Alrighty, Rob Mason, thanks for joining us. You'll see him out next weekend in the Orange Crunch 99. For Al Losey, I'm Dan Dykert. Thanks for joining us. Another big show comes your week next Thursday and Friday right here on KQEG TV.